The ridge is about to explode with chaos, and every choice could be a life or death decision. Blue light, hidden loyalties, and hearts torn between love and duty collide as the Frasers and Mackenzies prepare for a battle that will change everything. Secrets are revealed, alliances are tested, and no one is safe, not even those we think we can trust. Episode 4 of Outlander Season 8 promises shock, suspense, and the kind of intensity that will leave you on the edge of your seat. Claire's hair is finally white, a visible sign of the extraordinary moment she just endured. The blue light saved a life, a child's life, and it has also revealed just how much power she might truly possess. In Episode 3, the full force of that moment unfolded. Claire was moments from death while giving birth to Faith, and Master Raymond's touch seems to have awakened something deep within her. That blue light, so strange and so powerful, coursed through her body, saving her in an instant. But where did it come from? Was it given to her by Master Raymond, or was it something she carried all along? The answer remains a mystery, and the suspense of this power is only just beginning to unfold. This new force will be pivotal in the coming battle. While Claire has already used it once unintentionally, it remains unpredictable. She acts when her emotions surge too high, when the stakes are life or death, and yet she doesn't fully control it. Imagine how it might work in the chaos of war. Jaime's life hangs in the balance, and if she's not near him when danger strikes, will the light be able to save him? Questions like these make the upcoming episode feel electric with suspense, and the possibilities are endless. Meanwhile, the Ridge is stirring with threats on multiple fronts. Charles Cunningham has been quietly raising his loyalist militia. His charm has always been a mask, a way to draw people to his side, and yet beneath it is a dangerous, calculating man. In the Episode 4 trailer, he steps out of that charm and into menace. His presence alone is enough to make anyone uneasy, and when he confronts Claire alone, tension spikes. She looks frightened, vulnerable, yet defiant, showing us just how much courage she has when faced with true danger. The uncertainty around Cunningham creates a pulse of suspense that lingers throughout the story. On the other side, Cleveland mirrors that threat with a chilling intensity. His militia, just as well-armed and well-prepared, moves with brutal efficiency. Men are killed and hanged in the woods, sending a clear message to anyone standing in his way. Jaime, who once fought alongside him in the original timeline, now finds himself questioning allegiances. The Ridge is no longer just a backdrop for strategy, it's a powder keg. With 3 militias about to clash, the chaos feels almost tangible. Viewers can sense the tension in every line of dialogue, every decision made, and every glance exchanged. Amid all this, the human side of the story unfolds. William is trapped between grief, suspicion, and a budding sense of hope. Losing Ben has left him unsteady, and as he gets closer to Amaranthus, emotions collide with unresolved trauma. Amaranthus, enigmatic and complex, challenges him in ways no one else has. William's confusion is palpable. He knows something is amiss, yet he is drawn to her. Their connection is a slow burn, complicated by the shadow of Benjamin and the ongoing war. Episode 3 teased this tension, and now Episode 4 promises to push it into the spotlight. Claire's blue light, Jaime's uncertain alliances, Cunningham's cunning, Cleveland's violence, and William's emotional turmoil all converge to create a story that feels alive with suspense. Every moment carries weight, and every decision could change the outcome of the battle. As the Frasers prepare for conflict, the audience is drawn into a storm where strategy, power, and emotion collide. It's not just a fight for land, it's a fight for survival, love, and the fragile threads that hold these characters together. The beauty of this episode lies in its unpredictability. Claire may or may not control her power, and the outcome of the militia's clash remains uncertain. William's heart may guide him in unexpected directions. Characters who seem loyal could betray, and those who seem dangerous might show an unexpected mercy. The story is a tapestry of suspense, and each thread is carefully placed to keep viewers engaged from start to finish. The Ridge has become a chessboard of loyalties, and every piece moves with careful calculation or reckless abandon. Jaime, caught between loyalty and survival, begins forming his own militia. The stakes have shifted. What once seemed like minor conflicts are now life and death matters. Each militia, Cunningham's, Cleveland's, and now Jaime's, brings its own brand of tension. One wrong move could ignite a full-blown confrontation, and the audience can feel the suspense building with every passing second. The characters are no longer just preparing for battle. They are stepping into a crucible that will test their courage, their morals, and their bonds with one another. Claire's blue light continues to hover at the edge of control, unpredictable and potent. She remains haunted by the memory of Faith and the stillborn baby she tried to save. That emotional connection fuels the light, giving it a mysterious and almost sentient quality. What happens if she faces a situation where her powers are needed, but she isn't ready or near the person in danger? These questions hang over the narrative like storm clouds, keeping viewers on edge. The suspense doesn't just come from who will live or die. It comes from the uncertainty of the supernatural force itself, a variable that could tip the scales in ways no one expects. Meanwhile, William's journey takes center stage in a quieter, yet equally tense way. He wrestles with his feelings for Amaranthus, still haunted by his father Benjamin's apparent betrayal. Seeing her drawer, and the hints of Benjamin's true fate leaves him unsettled. Conflicted between grief and growing affection, William's emotions are volatile. He wants to protect Amaranthus, but his heart is also stirring with feelings he didn't anticipate. This internal struggle mirrors the larger conflict unfolding at the Ridge, showing that battles are fought not only with muskets and strategies, but also with the human heart. Cunningham's and Cleveland's militias continue to escalate the tension. Cunningham, the ever-charming manipulator, now reveals a more threatening side. The lines between ally and enemy blur as he maneuvers for control, testing both Jaime and Claire. Every interaction carries subtle threats, every conversation loaded with potential consequences. Cleveland's brutality is even more apparent. He doesn't hesitate to kill, to hang, to enforce his will. These opposing forces make Jaime's position increasingly precarious. He is surrounded by danger on all sides, and yet he cannot abandon his responsibility to his people. The viewer is left to wonder who will bend, who will break, and who will emerge victorious in the chaos. Amid this tension, small moments of human connection provide a counterbalance. Roger and Brianna work to secure weapons, understanding that preparation could be the difference between life and death. Their determination is palpable, and it shows how survival in this war requires more than brute strength. It demands ingenuity, trust, and careful alliances. Jaime's initial resistance to arming themselves has faded, replaced by the understanding that survival means facing the inevitable head-on. The audience feels this shift, rooting for characters as they navigate both strategic and emotional landscapes. The episode also teases explosive interpersonal confrontations. William's growing feelings for Amaranthus set the stage for conflict, not just with external forces, but with his own loyalties and fears. Amaranthus herself is a catalyst, challenging not only William's perception of love and trust, but also the audience's expectations. Her connection to Benjamin adds a layer of tension. Can William reconcile his feelings for her with the ghost of his father's choices? This emotional complexity is woven seamlessly with the physical threats looming on the Ridge, creating a multidimensional suspense that keeps viewers invested in every twist and turn. And then there's the looming question of fate. Jaime's survival, Claire's blue light, the militia's collisions. Everything is unpredictable. Each character's choices carry consequences, and the suspense lies not only in who will win the battle, but in how personal arcs will intersect with larger historical events. Even familiar characters are not safe. The show constantly reminds us that Outlander is a world where trust is fragile, power is fleeting, and every decision matters. The writing ensures that tension is constant, whether through dialogue, action, or internal conflict. Claire's uncertainty, William's emotional struggle, and Jaime's strategic dilemma all feed into the rising storm. By the time episode 4 begins, viewers are already on edge, waiting to see how these threads will collide. The anticipation is carefully crafted, blending historical drama, romance, and supernatural elements into a suspenseful narrative that grips the audience from start to finish. As the tension reaches its breaking point, episode 4 stands on the edge of chaos. 3 militias, all with different motives, are now circling the same ground. Jaime knows that once the first shot is fired, there will be no turning back. Every decision he makes now carries the weight of lives, his family, his people, and even his own fate. The Ridge, once a place of home and safety, is transforming into a battlefield where trust is fragile and danger hides in every corner. Claire feels it too. The blue light is no longer just a mystery, it's a responsibility. She has seen what it can do, but she also knows she cannot control it. That fear is growing. What if the moment comes when Jaime needs her the most, and the light doesn't appear? Or worse, what if it does, but it's too late? This uncertainty makes every upcoming moment feel heavier. Claire is not just fighting against external threats, she is fighting against time, emotion, and the limits of her own power. At the same time, Cunningham's presence becomes even more dangerous. His calm and calculated behavior suggests he is always one step ahead. The way he approaches Claire, questioning her, testing her, creates an atmosphere filled with tension. It's not just about war anymore, it's about control. Cunningham wants power, and he's willing to manipulate, threaten, or destroy anyone who stands in his way. His actions in this episode could be the spark that ignites everything. Cleveland, on the other hand, represents pure force. Where Cunningham is strategic, Cleveland is ruthless. His methods are brutal, direct, and terrifying. He doesn't wait for the perfect moment, he creates it through fear. This contrast between the two leaders adds another layer of suspense. Jaime is trapped between them, forced to navigate not only a physical battle, but also a psychological one. Choosing a side could mean survival or complete destruction. Then there's William, whose emotional journey is quietly building towards something powerful. His feelings for Amaranthus are becoming impossible to ignore. What started as protection is turning into something deeper, something more complicated. But his past, especially the truth about his father, still weighs heavily on him. If he discovers the full truth, it could break him, or push him to make a decision that changes everything. His storyline may not involve armies directly, but the emotional impact is just as intense. Amaranthus remains unpredictable. Her actions, her choices, even her emotions feel layered with secrets. Is she truly what she appears to be, or is there more hidden beneath the surface? This uncertainty keeps viewers guessing, adding tension to every interaction she has with William. Their connection could become a source of strength, or the beginning of another heartbreak. As all these storylines move forward, one thing becomes clear. Episode 4 is not just about preparation. It's about collision. Every storyline is heading toward a moment where everything comes together. The militias will clash. Loyalties will be tested. Secrets may be revealed. And in the middle of it all, Claire's blue light could change the outcome in ways no one expects. But even with all this build-up, the biggest question remains unanswered. Can fate really be changed? If the past has already written Jaime's death, can Claire's presence rewrite it? Or are they all moving toward an ending that cannot be avoided? This question sits at the heart of the episode, creating a sense of tension that never fully releases. By the time the episode ends, viewers will likely be left with more questions than answers. And that's exactly what makes it so powerful. The suspense doesn't just come from what happens, it comes from what might happen next. Every character stands at a crossroads, and every path leads to uncertainty. One thing is certain, nothing will stay the same after this.